Guys and gals. Had to drop off for a quick second, but as we were saying, we were working on this and we just finished creating our form here, and we can submit feedback like that and everything works great. This might be a little bit high. So maybe we let's remove a little bit of padding from the top of our window. So instead of adding any, because I know that we have that icon button to add some padding, we can just remove that because it doesn't actually do anything. And so this has some padding in itself. So that's why I'm just going to set this to, where was it? PX instead. And that looks better, but now not quite where we want it to be. So maybe we set just two more. Perfect. Okay. All right. So let's see what we got here, because I'm not sure why there's a bunch of white space right there. Okay, so this is what's going on. So it looks like we have a little padding below send feedback that we don't want, and we are gonna remove that. Because I did my, let's just do mt, and awesome, looks better. So now what we want to do is make this disappear when we press our X here, or reappear when we click this button. All right. So let's do just that. So I think Chakra has some built-in toggles that we can use. I don't know. Forget it. I don't even want to deal with that. So let's just make a should show feedback form. Set should show feedback form. Now that I'm writing these, I just wanted to mention how much I love React hooks, like the use state stuff, and just functional components in general. Super, super clean to write. Before I was just writing all the components where you'd be like, what was it? Export, default, feedback, popover, extends, react.component. And then you had to do all the state and like self.props or whatever. I'm actually probably just butchered that. I haven't used it in a while. But that was something that was very, what's the word, tedious to write, I guess. But React hooks made it a lot better. And I just got hip within this past year or so. But it's been great. So, all right. So now that we have our form is right here. Yep. Wait, no, that's not our form. Send us feedback. Oh, we gotta get more. No, not that. We want just. What am I doing? Am I just breaking it? I think I am. Okay, so we have that, and what we want to do, this is our form. What we want to do is make sure it only shows when it's supposed to, and that's when we select our icon button down here. So we go on click for our icon button. What we want to do is basically just set the state to be set should show feedback form true. And that's about it. And then last thing we need to do is make sure that when we click this icon button on click, then we want to do the opposite. We want to do set should show feedback form false. And something I just realized is we probably want to do the opposite of whatever we have, because we want to be able to be toggleable like that. Perfect. And that. Cool. Okay, awesome. So we have most of that working now. And one thing we should add is maybe just a little bubble that pops up, maybe a smaller version of this card. Not quite a smaller version, just a general chat window. Maybe use my profile picture, my Twitter profile picture right here, and just be saying, hey, would love to see your feedback. Click here to get feedback or to send feedback or whatever. And to do that, we're just going to reuse this outer flex. And move that there. But we're going to make it a lot smaller. Okay. Let's change up our height and stuff. And this should probably be, the width can stay the same, that's fine. Maybe just 100 for the height. Let me just remove all this form stuff. We don't need the form anymore. Okay, that's looking better. Maybe 80 is the number. What did I do? That's one bad thing about Chakra UI. It's like, it forces you into, I guess it might be good. I was just praising it a second ago about this. But kind of wish easier to know which what do you call it, like which numbers you are allowed to use. Sometimes you're not allowed to use the number, like, and it'll show up all weird. But in this case, 20 looks good. Maybe 18, just give that a shot. No. Let's go 20. Yeah. Add my profile there, and then we're going to add a tiny little X button there so people can always X out if they want to. Or maybe here, I don't know. So let's just make a heading, and gonna say, well, let's make the size small. Hey, would love your feedback. Maybe we don't make it a heading. Wasn't there something else we could use? So there's headings, and then there's just text. Let's just do text. Did not import. Import. Cool. Might need to make this smaller, actually. Let's make it 16. It's better. And let's align these items to be center. And okay. Sorry, I'm thinking about where I'm gonna, if I should do the aligning out here, because looks like it's centered it as if it were centering a column, which is probably why. Probably makes sense because I made flex direction column. Anyway, let us add that. Let's add a profile picture. Avatar, whatever. Maybe make this an H stack. Okay. And we align these to be at the start. To get more feedback. So I want this to wrap, the text to wrap. Need to set the width to be a specific amount, and then it will wrap. No. Add an emoji, just to keep it warm, keep it casual. Not sure why it's not wrapping. Yeah, so not sure why. Let's break some stuff to figure it out. Maybe we set max width. Maybe that'll do it. Sure did. And maybe we set this to be a medium. Okay, I mean, that looks good. And I want to make this clickable, so on click, I want to do the same thing that we were doing, the other stuff, so sorry. And we set it to true. And then we'll just show this whenever we're not showing this. So I'm gonna go the opposite of should, show feedback form, and that should be it. And then click that, boom, cool. And then also we want to make sure that the user didn't exit out or something like that. So if the user exits out, then we don't want to show it, obviously. Did user close chat? Set it as false initially, and then we want to set that when they close the chat somewhere in here. Not sure where I should put the X. I want it to be on that corner, to be honest. We can do a really small icon button so they can fit on the corner. So let's do that. Let's make an icon button. And actually, let's just grab the same exact one we have here. Save us some work. But let's make the color red. Yep. And let's add some shadow to it. Maybe just small. And let's make it completely rounded. Isn't there like a complete full? Okay, looks good. So fully rounded, and now we want to update the position to be, I think, relative. And let's update these margins. So then, like, margin left. And we want to push it over to the left. So let's do a negative margin, maybe 3. Yeah. Okay, and we need to make this background white. Background white. Nice. Okay. Also, we should make this really small. And we should also make this really small. Nice. Cool. Make this a little bit larger. And what we want to do last is move the margin top. I'm actually really surprised that this stuff is working. Because usually I'm pretty bad at CSS. So this is a pretty big accomplishment for me right now. Not gonna lie. Okay, one thing that's happening that I'm not a huge fan of is the padding kind of got effed up. Let's see if we can fix that. How do we do that? How to prevent padding on floating div? This might be completely wrong way to search for it. Have we updated the Z index? No, it's not working. Something I just realized we should probably do here is add a border though. Just a gray. Yeah, so add a border, 1px, and then border color, border color, and let's make it gray. Maybe gray 100, we'll see. 200. Maybe 300? That might be too much though. Yeah, I think, let's see, 100. 100 looks more natural actually. Or does it? Yeah, 100. Okay, but we got to figure out this padding right around here. And float. I don't think that's what we're looking for. That's more what we want. Absolute is out, but I don't think we want. So we don't want absolute. People are saying though, maybe say how to prevent a relative element. Do we have to make it absolute? We might need to. I'm not going to be a huge fan of that. Oh wait, but it actually made it look really good. Cool. Okay. And, alright, I'll take that. But one thing we want to do for our X is set should or set did they close the chat, which would be true. And then we also want to go, okay, and if they have not closed the chat, then we will show. So if those two elements are true, then we will show the chat. Otherwise, no. Okay, that's interesting. So it might just be registering this click along with this one. maybe because it's within the same div. To prevent on click for parent element exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, jQuery, the scum of the earth is jQuery. I just don't even bother anymore. Oh my gosh. Why is it all jQuery? Oh my gosh. Why is this the only thing? Why is everyone using jQuery? Did I say something that in my search that was jQuery relevant only? Maybe I'll just add React to it. Here we go. Okay, so stop propagation. I had no idea that was a thing. That's actually kind of interesting. And we need to pass our event in here and then e.stop propagation. Let's see how that goes. Perfect. Nice. All right, we have our chat window working. And the only thing left over for us to do is basically call our API to send in this form feedback. And that should be it. Awesome. I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. I was very surprised with how easy it was to get Chakra UI up and running, because I need to make this a little bit more responsive. But yeah, this is looking really good. It is really easy to get going. So yeah, I'm not like sponsored by Chakra UI or anything, but this is really good. So we have like all our responsive stuff working here. Have this. I think all we need to do now. Well, actually, another thing I wanted to change was the way we queue up these posts. I think I might want to make this in a modal. And we're gonna do static time slots for our queue, just to start off, just so we can get something out there working for you all. But yeah, one thing I think I want to add is a modal that shows up for our post instead of just typing in to this. Maybe for our queue, maybe directly for our queue, we can keep it like this. But for our home section, I think I'm gonna want to show some analytics here, like eventually, for our users, so they can quickly, like as soon as they log in, they can say, okay, here's how my engagement has been going in the past week or something like that. So cool, yeah. I realized also that I need to add this little chat window to all of my pages. I wouldn't call it a feedback popover, would I? Feedback. Yeah, I guess that's like the best I can do right now. So let's add it to all of our pages. Let's remove this. Don't need that. So our home page. Need to make sure these are named properly, because I realized I was starting to get a bit confused. So these should all be page. Let's remove the other one. Engagement page. This should be Q page. And might want to actually just move this pop over to all of our components. Yeah. So then it remembers the state and everything, so we don't have a user who's like constantly needing to exit out of the chat window. And we can do that because it's absolute positioning. So let's rename this Q to our Q page, and let's take our chat engagement page, home page, blah blah blah. Okay, everything looks good. And let's remove our pop over from here, and let's remove it from here. Oops, not the app symbol. Okay, so that way when we go to the different sections, yeah, retains the state. Cool. Looks good. Yeah, so that's done. And I have a little bit more time until I have to go. So let's see if we can make this modal for queuing a tweet. And I was thinking I should probably just make this strictly about Twitter initially, just to make it more niche. So my niche, I guess I would say, is building engagement like from day one on Twitter. So a lot of them, I've noticed, this is a common trend, a lot of them are catering more towards the big influencers. I think they're doing that to get more popularity and everything, which is okay. I mean, that's fine. And they're like focused on monetizing their Twitter and things like that, which is fine too. That's its own niche in itself. But mine, I'm trying to build people's audience from the ground up. So a little different. There's definitely nuance in there. So I think that's definitely the biggest difference between mine and some others. So let's do our modal thing. I think this time we can check it out here. Where's modal, 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 modal? Modal here. Having just such a powerful framework, I guess, or UI framework, makes me kind of wonder why not any, there are some reasons for it, but some companies will even bother hiring a person to just strictly design the UI elements, because this is a lot easier and it's super clean and you can make it your own. Like no one's gonna go when they're using your app, they're gonna go, oh, okay, this is Chakra UI you're using. A lot of people are using it. I don't get that vibe even from this. Even though I'm using the same exact color scheme as this one, it's very different. Like my whole layout is very different. It's not, you won't be able to tell that it's a Chakra UI component that, or I'm using Chakra UI components. At least I wouldn't. So that's just me kind of thinking about things in my past workplaces. Because sometimes, like when people will design it, they don't even look that good, but these look really good. Okay, so what we want to do is, yeah, this should work. We can just grab this. Wait, what's the difference between these? Close modal, overlay click. Oh, okay. So we don't want that one. We want just like the basic modal. Yeah, so this one. So let's grab this guy. That should be good. So let's make a separate, oh wait, I think we can probably just take, should we take our tweet text area? I don't think so. We should do the Q post part. Yes, we should update this part. Okay, that works. Yeah, okay, we'll do this. And so let's just put it down here initially. We need to put this all the way up here. And we're going to use disclosure. And let's just make sure all this stuff is working properly. Didn't know they had a lorem ipsum component. That's actually pretty good. Oh wait, they don't, actually. That is something they made. So we can just write whatever there. All right. So let's grab this. And I think we can just remove all of this. Yeah. Let's remove this. And we're gonna grab our queue of posts in a second. As we grab this. Let's just grab everything actually. While we're there. Post. I'm gonna need to go in 1 second, probably right after this. Let's close out the body. don't need the footer yet. Let's just try to get this working. That's not working. Oh, I think they want a fragment. Okay. Comment this out for now. Okay. Open modal, and it has our stuff. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, and that should be good for now. I will update some of this stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna probably make it. I'm gonna do some more customization in the meantime. But for now, that's pretty good for today. I gotta get going. But thanks y'all for tuning in. Appreciate it. I will see you all. Tomorrow. All right.